Hi guys, my name is Roni. Welcome back to my channel. If this is not your first time here, if it's your first time here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I have been gone for a minute. I am back with another video and it's different from my typical type of video because I am transforming my YouTube into my personal journal of what the fuck is happening in my 30s. I need to see real discussions on what's happening in your 30s and on the topics that I think have been plaguing me. And if they're plaguing me, they must be plaguing somebody else. So I'm on here to find the people who it has been plaguing too. If you love the content, feel free to like, share, subscribe, do all the things. This will be a weekly series where we're talking about things that are really happening in our 30s, things that are really going on. And today we're going to start with finding your passion. I think one of the things that I dislike about the online space is how much people say that doesn't actually apply to real life and make sense for the real world. One of the biggest things that you'll hear me talk about, because I have the biggest bone to pick with it, is the people who say to get up at 5 a.m. I think the only person who benefits from me getting up at 5 a.m. is you because you sold me the book that said, get up at 5 a.m. It makes me absolutely miserable. And for some people, it works and it's great and they have the best time. And then for others, like myself, it doesn't. And you feel like a failure and you feel like, oh my God, there's no way I'm going to find my passion. No, there's no way I'm going to find my purpose. No, bullshit. Bullshit. And so this journal entry is going to be about passion and finding your passion and doing things that you're passionate about. Now, this is something I thought I would have had figured out in my 20s. Honestly, I did not expect to be in my 30s and still not know what my passion is. I truly am flabbergasted. I did not expect to be here. And I think one of the things that I have learned is that when you start to stop listening to all the noise, all the men trying to tell you what to do, all the I can't think of a diplomatic way to say that, so I'm not. All the people who are trying to sell you something, when you stop listening to them and you start to hear your own voice, it's much easier to figure out what works for you. And what I've figured out at the ripe old age of 32 is that what works for me is figuring out what I don't want. So, on the journey to finding my passion, which I have not yet found, however, I have found what I don't like in this past. How long have I been working? Maybe 10 years, 10 plus years of working, of doing really well in corporate, of making a lot of money. I have figured out what I don't want. Okay. And I'm sure that list will continue to grow as I get to know myself and as I try new things, which is something I haven't done before. I haven't really tried seriously any way to make money outside of work. And I think it's like been a mental thing. I think it's like just a belief that this is where I make the most money. And so I'm just going to focus on that. And I'm not sure if I'm capable of making money outside of this. So I'm going to not try to. When that's really not the truth. The truth is if you can make money anywhere, you can make it somewhere else because other people have. And so as long as somebody else has done it, it's possible, right? What do we not want? Now, I would love for you guys to start putting in the comments what you do not want. I want these journal entries to be interactive. I want to call them, I think we're going to call them journal prompts. So your journal prompts is to put in the comments what you don't want. And bear in mind, it doesn't have to be anything conventional. Like, for example, I know that I don't want to work. I feel like a lot of women are afraid to say that. But I'm not. I don't want to work. I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy anything about it. And the crazy thing is I have PCOS. And with my PCOS, I would have years where I didn't see periods. And so my hormones didn't fluctuate in that time. I was good. I was like, yo, I can work at a high level and I can do it for a really long time. And then I get burnt out and then I come back to the drawing board and I'm good. So I started having regular cycles in September of last year, 2024. And let me tell you, how women are expected to perform at the same level every single day in every single scenario is actually insane. It's actually insane. It's not even physically possible. It's not a thing, which is why I don't listen to the advice of men on motivation and getting things done. To be honest, there's very little that I relate to because we're not the same. Okay? And that's okay. That's how it was intended. That is how it was meant to be. We were not intended to be the same. So, having now regular cycles, I realized that I don't want to be held to something that's consistent. I don't want to show up somewhere every day. I don't want to be tied to doing something every day. So, what I know I don't want is conventional work. What I also know is that it has to be flexible. Every single month since I've been having a regular cycle, I have felt like I have had a life threatening thing happening to me the week before my period. I feel last month I thought I had appendicitis. Like I thought I was dying. it's not, it's crazy. Okay, this is crazy. Every single month I feel a new pain somewhere in my body. Last month it was my hip. I know I'm having to do physio. It's wild. I need flexibility. I need to know that if that week before my period I am needing to be in bed on WebMD and ChatGPT figuring out what is going on with me. Am I dying? I need that week. Okay, I need that week. So it has to be flexible. What else do I not want? I do not want something that is going to pay me just enough to get by or pennies. I need wealth. And let me say that this is not on some I need to be buying bags and posting pictures on Instagram shit, but I might, okay? But I might. No shade to anyone who does it because I might, okay? But it is definitely on some poverty is not good for my nervous system shit. It is on some I am anxious when I cannot figure out how things are going to get done. I am anxious when I can't figure out what's the next step. And I don't want to be in that space. I want my nervous system to be at ease. I want my nervous system to be relaxed. And that comes with wealth. That comes when I have money. When I have money, I'm not worried about nothing. You said you need something, baby? I got you. you know, like that's what comes with it. So I know that that is what I want. Okay. So from figuring out what I don't want, I have figured out what I want. I know that I have these three things on my radar of things that make sense to me. I can now map that to things that align with those things. And so every business that I've started since I have figured out these things is online. It is flexible. It is something that I can eventually outsource to someone else or outsource right now if I can't be bothered to do it one week. That's what I'm looking to cultivate and grow. And so I wanted to come on here with this real conversation because I think that we're all going through things and it feels like we're going through it alone. And what I've learned this year in particular is that you're not going through it alone. There are others who are out there like you. You have the support that you need and you can build a community anywhere. Even if you have to pay for a community, you can build a community anywhere. I'm hoping that we can have more of these real conversations together, continue journaling together and navigating life in our 30s. Please, 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 in the comments, let me know what it's been like finding your passion and finding what you love in your 20s, your 30s, wherever you're at. Even if you're a teenager, let me know. Like, what's tea? What's going on? Let us know how you got to that point in your journey where you found what you were passionate about. All right, guys. Till next week. Bye.